So this video is on how to replace the bowl drain on your carburetor. It's kind of just a simple video I would like to take, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by removing the carburetor bowl. As you can see, there's the bowl down there. This is actually a Tecumseh, fits Tecumseh carburetors, but this is actually just a Walbro carburetor on a, but it should be the same bowl jet, not the bowl jet, bowl drain. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start by taking a 1/2 inch wrench. It's usually a 1/2 inch, but I think this is a different size. And then, let me just show you. When the fuel pump kicks in, I have the fuel line pinched and stuff, but when the fuel pump kicks in and it fills up the carb bowl, all of a sudden it starts to drip. And one other thing I noticed is the spring is it's not very tight anymore. It used to be real tight and stuff. And what's nice about these is all you got to do is push them in, but honestly, you know, I'm not that lazy that I just need to go and push that in. You know, I'll take the bowl off. So, but these can be in handy, and as you can see, this has a brand new spring. The old one on there is really rusted and stuff, and I think that's part of the reason. Plus, the seal wasn't that great looking when I pulled it out, so no wonder it leaks. So we're just going to replace it. In this case, this one was actually a 7/16. Make sure you always turn the right way, because you got to be careful. These brass parts are really fragile. And make sure you don't lose that little gasket on the end of here on all the jets. This one's actually a custom-made jet. It's adjustable. A mower shop made it for me. Yes, I took some to a mower shop for once. As you can see, spring's really rusted, and the gasket looks all pushed in and stuff, and it doesn't look like it's sealing correctly. So we're just going to replace that. And in some cases, it might be easy to remove your carburetor. But in this case, I have easy access to the carburetor, so I can just remove the bowl by doing it like that. And we're just going to push that out, and I'll show you how to remove that. What we're just going to do is we're going to stretch that little new gasket over top of the new push pin, and then we're going to slide that down inside this hole here. We'll get this one out, and all you got to do is compress that spring. You just compress that spring until this clips loose, and this is just a retainer here. And as you can see, they're very similar. Not quite the same, but very similar. And but this will fit perfect. And you just pull that spring out there, and you just take that that retainer off there, and then you can slide the whole assembly comes apart. You slide it out and you put in your new one. And you can see the difference. Look how spread out this gasket is, and look how it looks almost like it's kind of like crimped and it's pushed in. This one looks brand new and it's well seated, and you even look at the spring. You can definitely see that spring lost. I mean, these were both the same at one point, and you can even see how that spring lost some of its tightness. I mean, you can definitely feel a big difference there. So it's not going to even pull that gasket as tight. So that kind of explains why it leaks. You also want to make sure this is real clean here and stuff, and all cleaned up so that way it seats properly. You just drop the new one in, and all you do is you just put that spring on there, compress the spring down, and put the retainer on. I can feel that feels much tighter than the other one did, and it seats much nicer instead of actually grabbing onto the side walls like it was before, especially since there's a little dent there. Alright, now we just mount it back on. We'll see if it stopped leaking. So this gasket actually clips in here. It sits in there real tight, but make sure that's in there, and also make sure you have the little O-ring gasket on the bottom of the jet before you screw it in. And if you actually have your carburetor that looks like a bowl like this, you see how it kind of looks fat at the one end? You want the float to point downward inside that groove there, so that if not, the float won't fill up right, and because that float doesn't go down low enough, so you want it to go down inside that groove right there. You know, that's what you want. If not, it won't work properly. Usually a good tip is that this downward area, this bulge in here, always points directly away from the fuel line that comes in. Alright, and you just make that bottom jet nut just so it's snug. Remove your vise your vice grip, and let's see if this thing leaks. That's just the fuel while running. Might need to reprime. Well, sometimes it takes a while for that fuel pump to kick in, so till it kicks in and stuff, we're just gonna invest on our. We're just gonna guess to our luck that this is gonna work. I know it will, but that's how you do it. So, any questions? Leave a comment, and rate, comment, and subscribe.